mentioned earlier today. There it is. I don't know, probably 700, 800, 900 Ks of corrugations. I'll probably do that, I suppose, over time. So I'm just going to take it off. I spoke to a farmer at a pub today and he was happy for me to come round to his place and weld it up, but I think I'll take it off and I'll just fix it properly at home, reinforce it, and shouldn't have any more dramas. I thought this might be the bit of an issue with this cheap Chinese rebar. So yeah, it's but saying that, it's probably lasted, it's probably 2 years old now, so it's pretty well survived. It's been through a bit of hell. Yeah, it's kind of not really meant to look like that. Anyway, I'll have another look at it in the morning. I've got to take the tyre off and stuff so I can open the rear bar up. Because when I take the tyre off, like we open up the wheel carrier, it bloody won't stay there because it's just sitting there. So I'll be able to pull the whole thing off so I can open up the rear tailgate. Anyway, I'll get onto that. I've got to take the wheelie bin off and take the wheel off, and then I'll be able to take the carrier off. Okay, so it turns out my 19mm spanner socket, is in the drawers, which is in behind the spare wheel. So I'll just have to use a spanner to get this off. So as usual, bloody plans don't go to as you would expect. So it's not quite broken off all the way through. So I'm gonna have to take this little top hat off here, this little bit, take that off, and then to undo the nut and pull the carrier off. I'll chuck the spare on the roof rack, and I'll chuck this up on the roof rack as well, and then fix it when I get home. Alright, so it's the next morning. I've done a bit of fishing and not much luck, but I'll take this wheel carrier off. I did think about swapping it to the other side because the jerry can holder's the same wheel carrier, but I think then it's going to be hard with the number plate light and stuff and number plate, so I didn't want to risk getting a ticket or anything for obstructed number plates or anything. So I'm just going to pull this off now. Cheeky magpie. No food there, buddy. Ouch. Right, so as you can see, that is broken. So what's happened, the weld underneath here, where it's welded onto the bottom, has probably snapped first, just through fatigue. And then that's given this the opportunity to just fatigue and break off as well. So I'll just reinforce all that when I get home. Rightio, so I'll just put everything in a Ziploc bag so I don't get grease everywhere. And then the next challenge is going to be getting that wheel up on the roof, because that is going to be heavy. Yeah, so I always see four-wheel drives with spare wheels on their roof rack and always wonder how they get it up there. So if you've got any good tips, let me know, because I'm just going to, I guess, use some force to get it up there. But there might be an easier way. Anyway, we'll give it a go. This is attempt number 1. Not looking forward to this. Yeah, so just here when I'm trying to lift this up, the wheel's actually trying to fall backwards and hit me in the face. It's actually pretty awkward just here, so yeah, I wasn't really enjoying this. Yeah, that was fun. Not. So I'm just going to put this bearing in a bag because I don't want all dirt. These are brand new bearings. That's a whole nother story, but yeah, I'll just put this over. Actually going to put a couple on it because they're in these skinny little bags. I'll bag that up like so. Just going to wrap some tape around that. Alright, everything's strapped down now. Wood's tied back on. So yeah, I'll pack up camp and go for a bit of an explore. Righto, so I'm home now. It's been a couple of weeks, so there's a bit of surface rust now developed on here. So yeah, I guess it's time to fix that up. So I've just got to have a look under here. You can see it's all broken away under there. It's not really a lot holding that on. So I guess I'll cut that off up here somewhere. Cut that off, get it all out, clean it all up, and probably plate it up the top there. And yeah, re-weld that stub back on and maybe reinforce it a little bit. Probably do it on both sides. Alright, so I've cut that out. It was a bit of a pain to get it out, so just cut that off, and then I'll clean all that up, cut that out, weld a plate up in there and weld it all back together. Reinforce it, job done. Okay, so I've cut that out now. Let's cut up a little plate now and put in there. I was just going to weld a plate on top, but I decided to cut that out. So it's all cracked, and I think it's just going to create rust underneath later on. So yeah, I'll clean that up a bit more and weld a plate back onto there. Righto, so I'm just going to cut this bit of plate, bit of scrap plate. It's 5mm, so I'll just cut that out. And that's almost the right shape. Just got to cut a corner off it. Hopefully that'll fit on alright. Okay, there it is, ready for welding pretty much. Yeah, okay. Alright, I've just tacked that in place, just check it all for square, and then I'll finish weld it. Alright, so I'll just check it, make sure it's square. It's probably not perfect. This way. Yeah, that's not too bad that way. When I weld the stub on, I'll be able to sort of make sure that's perfect, but that's good enough for now. Alright, so that's all finished welded. I'll probably clean up the edges there a bit, just with the flappy disc, just to make it a bit prettier, I guess. Okay, that's all tidied up now. Rightio, X marks the spot. I've just measured off the other side, and then I'll just double check it, then I'll drill the hole. I've got a hole saw here, slightly oversized for that stub axle there, but I think it should work out alright, hopefully. Might even just drill a test hole in an old scrap bit just to make sure. Rightio, so I've drilled the hole. Now that's going to slot in there, something like that. I'll square it all up, weld that off. Then it's got a couple of points underneath that I'll attach down under, sort of along here. A bit of bar, and then yeah, I can put it all back on. Alright, so I've tacked that on. Of course it's starting to rain. I was too lazy to move my little Murray out of the shed, so yeah, I'll try and finish this off now, and then I might call it a night for now. Alright, so just giving it a quick coat of paint overnight, and I'll give it a proper go over in the morning or in the arvo after work tomorrow. I'm just going to put the actual wheel carrier back on, just make sure it all lines up, because hopefully it's somewhere in the ballpark. We'll see. That'll do. Oh, that was an effort. Just couldn't get that little pin out of the strut. Anyway, that's kind of where it's at. So, all looks pretty good. That's the original one. I'll probably need to go over that, just double check all the welds and make sure there's no cracks on that. I noticed there's a crack here as well, which I'll probably have to fix down in there where the jerry can bolts on. Cracked on both sides. Did quite a few corrugations on my last trip, so yeah, coming along. Alright, so pretty much done apart from just proper paint and a clean up. Yeah, and then just put the wheel on. I've got to get that down from there. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, planning a quick getaway tomorrow, so that's why I'm doing this tonight so late. It's probably about 9:30 now. So yeah, we'll call it a night for now, and I'll finish off tomorrow. Alright, so the rebar's all finished. Been on one trip so far. Yeah, I just had to weld on this little tab here, just as a stopper. It's just part of it. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video. But yeah, it's all good. If you stuck around, appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.